Welcome to our webinar, Learn How to Achieve Mobility Independence, brought to you by Florida's Safe Mobility for Life Coalition and the University of Florida Aging Road User Team. An overview of our webinar, we're going to discuss Safe Mobility for Life, the importance of mobility independence, keys to achieve safe mobility for life, what is findarideflorida.org, community services that are available to you, and resources available through the Safe Mobility for Life Coalition. Florida's Safe Mobility for Life Coalition uses a collaborative approach. On the screen you can see the many organizations that contribute towards safe mobility through our statewide coalition. Within the Safe Mobility for Life Coalition, we are broken down into different emphasis areas, and we serve people in different roles, such as healthcare providers, as well as older adults and family and caregivers. And our overall goal is to improve aging road user safety and mobility by reducing fatalities, serious injuries, and crashes, while maintaining their safe mobility and connection to the community. Why is mobility independence important? So, AARP of Florida states a goal of living independently and aging successfully. Older adults must be able to maintain a mobile lifestyle, whereas the Safe Mobility for Life Coalition puts forth mobility independence, meaning that you are able to get to and from the places you need and want to go with or without a car. Transportation is important for meeting everyday needs, access to healthcare, and social life, among other things. So for meeting everyday needs, we know in today's day and age, it can be as simple as a phone call or a click of the mouse. But going out to the community to meet everyday needs meets other needs as well. So June has shopped at the same market ever since she moved to the neighborhood, and nobody can pick out a ripe avocado or a melon like she can. So June prefers to still go to the store. Plus she gets to say hi to Ben, who has bagged her groceries for the last 20 years. So finding the right transportation choice means that June not only gets to go to the market, but she also has somebody on the ride who's able to help her carry in the groceries when she gets back home. Julio recently had a cancer diagnosis, and one of the things that he was worried about was rides to treatment. So by connecting him with the American Cancer Society program, we were able to find him support to this care when his family and friends were not able to take him, including rides to treatment, to the doctor's office, and to the pharmacy for prescriptions. And our last example is Lem. Lem lives in North Florida but wanted to visit family in South Florida. He feels really comfortable driving around his community but didn't want to get on the expressway or drive in city traffic. So newer bus options like Megabus or familiar bus options like Greyhound were a way for him to see family in South Florida that met his timeline and his budget. There are 3 keys to achieving safe mobility for life: to understand, to be proactive, and lastly, to plan. We'll cover each of these in more detail in the next slides. So the first key to safe mobility is to understand. You want to consider age-related changes that impact driving skills, the Florida licensing and identification requirements, and conditions and medications that may affect your driving. The second key is to be proactive. Read Florida's Guide to Safe Mobility for Life. Attend a car fit event where you can look at the ergonomics of how you fit in your vehicle. And identify other transportation options besides driving. And the third key is to plan. So along with the guide for safe mobility are some worksheets that enable you to build your transportation plan and to help you start a conversation about driving concerns, whether it is your own or someone in your family. And the last step when planning is to check out findarideflorida.org to learn about your local transportation options. Now I want to take you through findarideflorida.org. This is your guide to transportation options across Florida that's available on the web. Step 1 is to visit findarideflorida.org. You're going to put in where you're traveling from. You can also put in your traveling to destination, but it is optional, and then click on Find a Ride. Step 2 is to browse and understand your results. Your results include public transportation, a listing for your community transportation coordinator, mobility managers, if they're available in your area, as well as travel training, and then public transportation and other transportation providers. Step 3 is choosing your transportation provider. You're going to call the phone number listed and click on the More Information button to view additional details about their services. So this is an example of a service provider listing that provides more detailed contact information, who the eligible riders are, any accommodations that are provided, the vehicle types, and some information about cost and hours of operation. We also want to make sure you know about the Florida Commission for the Transportation Disadvantaged. This commission ensures transportation services in all 67 Florida counties for transportation disadvantaged persons. And an advanced application process is required to determine eligibility by the CTC. So who is considered transportation disadvantaged? This can include older adults, persons with disabilities, children with special needs, and persons of low income who are unable to afford a car or unable to afford cost of transportation. The CTC, or the Community Transportation Coordinator, provides and arranges transportation for eligible customers identified as transportation disadvantaged. This includes rides to medical appointments, the pharmacy, work, school, or the grocery store. So how do you find your CTC? For each results listing, they are listed in the blue box. Their phone number is provided for you to call them. And you can also click the More Information box. In this case, the CTC coordinator for Orange County is Links Transportation. And their contact information is also provided in that box. Provider info provides you those same details that were provided for the other transportation listings. There are a number of Safe Mobility for Life educational materials, so including how to use Find a Ride Florida is a tip card, and it's available in English and in Spanish. We also have tip cards for other transportation options focused on safety in walking, use of public transit, transportation network companies, also which includes companies like Uber and Lyft. Use of golf carts can be very popular in some Florida communities, and a tip card on bicycling is also available. So, how you can achieve safe mobility for life? Build your transportation plan, start the conversation early, and challenge yourself to take a trip without using your car. We want to keep in touch with you, connect you with the resources that we have, and perhaps even help you find a ride. So on this slide are listed the Find a Ride Florida helpline and the Safe Mobility for Life Resource Center. At the Safe Mobility for Life Resource Center, it includes the resources on driver wellness and car fit, two things that were mentioned earlier. So thank you for attending the webinar today. You hold the keys to your transportation future.